Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being here today. Allow me to welcome you to the Spanglish World Network and H.E.R Network on Zingo TV, channels 250 and 251. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app on the respective app store. While you download it, please make sure that you rate it and you leave a comment because feedback is so important to us. The app is totally free. You can find Zingo TV app on Google Chromecast, on Amazon Fire TV Stick, Roku Sticks, and all smart TVs from 2016 and forward. Thank you again for being here with us, and allow me to welcome this beautiful soul. Her name is Dafina Kirby. She is a confidence and mindset coach who's here to share her story. So I welcome you, Dafina. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Paola. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you and to share my story.
Yeah, so please share with us a little bit about you so our audience get to know you more.
So, hello everyone. My name is Dafina. As Paula said, I'm a confidence and a mindset life coach. I help women who struggle with negative self-talk, which is holding them back from achieving their full potential. So, I help them to overcome any obstacles and to start believing in themselves again, so they can achieve their goals and achieve their dreams. I'm
Yes.
I'm originally from Macedonia and I have been living in London for almost 17 years.
Wow. So how did that how was the reason why you moved? What was the inspiration behind?
So actually, I when I decided to come to London, I just had an idea. Like I just actually wanted to improve my English. That was my first idea, and that's how I decided to start considering moving to London just to improve my English. And when I got the desire, I was only 18 years old. I didn't know how I'm going to get to London, but I didn't stop trying, and here I am today in London,
Wow.
living my dreams.
Yes. And one of the things that you share with me is that while you arrived, to London, then you begin to have dreams. And one of your dreams was to work for corporate.
Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to because before I even came to London, I always wanted to. That was my idea actually. I didn't want to just to come to London, but I really wanted to be in London and live and work in London and work for a big international organization company in London. So I to achieve that, I knew that I have to improve my English. I had to work very hard to save up enough money to be able to study in London. And I did that. And I did a master in business administration. I did an MBA. And that's how I got my first job in the corporate world. And I was a senior product manager for Lactalis.
That's awesome. You earn it though. That's the beauty that what it amazes me is like you said, I want to work for corporate. You had a dream.
Yes. Yeah.
And you knew you had to learn the language and you had to earn the education.
Exactly.
So,
Yes. Yeah, step by step, step by step. It wasn't easy, of course, but because I didn't give up, I came there.
so share with us what was the purpose behind it? For anybody out there, any of our audience right now that are like they have that dream, but they know they have to earn it. Like it's not just going to happen. You cannot go buy it at the grocery store. It's like you have to earn it. So,
Exactly.
what was the purpose behind it?
So, purpose behind my journey, actually, and I would say for everyone, we have to know how to manage our mind when life gets hard. So that's how we can push through that hard times. So as I said, just starting from my personal experience, it wasn't easy, of course, because I decided to come to London on my own, and I couldn't even speak the language that well when I came to London, and I didn't have money. I came with only £200, which is around $240. And I managed because I was living and I was working for a family. I was living and working for them. So that's how I managed to survive at the beginning. But yes, I came on my own, and I had to work very hard to build a completely new life from scratch and to become a British citizen. So that's why I believe that we all, if we have a big desire, we have to be ready to push through the hard times, because it's not always easy, of course, especially when you start from scratch, when you don't know anyone and when you don't have money.
Yes. What was what was the pull? Like whenever, because we all have times where it's like, I just want to give up. We all have those seconds where it's like, what if I just drop everything? Uh,
I
what,
think,
so what
yes.
was, what was that like? You have to continue to go.
For me, what helps me always usually because I really know what I want, and I believe that I will find a way to manage that and to achieve that. So this is what gives me the courage to push through. I know that I will find a way, and I know that I will fail when I just give up and when I stop trying. And because I don't want to fail, I never stop trying.
Okay. So failure wasn't an option. Like, no way.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. It's not acceptable in my case.
Oh, that's awesome. So, how do you think some of our limiting beliefs, because there's people out there, and I'm going to include myself, I'm going to confess and be honest, be honest, because there were times in my life, and I still probably have some limiting beliefs. How will you explain our audience how our limiting beliefs affect our growth in our life?
Yes, so it's brilliant questions because I love this topic because I believe that our beliefs shape our destiny. Because I believe that our beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by this is when we believe that we can do something, when we have decided and we believe in ourselves that we can do something, we start trying. We start asking for help. We start asking questions. We will go on internet and Google, research, do anything. And when we believe that we want to really do something, we are more resourceful and we will explore every option. But if we say to ourselves that we can't do something, that we don't believe that we will be able to achieve that, we will stop trying even before we start examining that idea. So we will limit our options and we will give up. So that's how powerful our beliefs are. So, for example, in my case, for example, as I said, when I just decided to come to London, I wanted to come to London, and I said I didn't have the resources, right? I didn't have money, I didn't know the language, but I so wanted to come to London. So I believed that I will find a way to manage, and I didn't stop trying. And I'm here today, and I do what I do now because I never stopped trying and I never stopped believing that I will find a way. So that's how I believe that our beliefs shape our destiny. And that again, I strongly believe that our beliefs are what give us the courage to take the next step.
Yes. And now that you say that, there is a phrase out there, and I believe it's by Roosevelt. I'm I'm not for sure, but it says, if you believe, you're halfway there.
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
whenever we learn to believe and we choose, because you have to choose to believe, then we're halfway there. So that's
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Yes.
Your belief is going to give you the strength to push through.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So for anybody out there that are doubting themselves, and sometimes we don't know, right?
Yes,
Sometimes it's good for us to connect with our purpose. It's good to connect with our identity, who we are.
yeah,
So if you're struggling, is like, connect with who you are. What are those core values? Visit that love, visit that courage, that confidence, the gratitude, like the goodness within you, and see
yes,
if it matches up with what you're trying to achieve. So, and if it does, then go for it. Then, because then the belief, even it has even more power now that you're connected with who you are, and the meaning of that belief, the meaning of the outcome. So I think that kind of ties it up even down for anybody out there that is doubting. It's like, just connect with who you are, which are
exactly.
those core values, or
Yeah,
the fruits of the spirit.
and never
And
forget what you really want.
mm-hmm,
And as you said, why you want it. What's the reason behind it? And the
yeah,
reason behind it is going to give you the power.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, ask your why. Why, what benefit is it going to bring you? Is it good for you? Is it good for others? Is it good for the greater good? If it's
Yeah,
yes, then okay, you have more points towards it. Because sometimes I believe we spend life just doubting, thinking, well, it's not for me. Oh, I'm not that capable, or it's not within me. But if everybody would see our true potential, all that we're truly capable to achieve, then the story would be different. Everybody would earn it. The thing is, like, we have to earn it. You have to, like, you work for it.
You have to work for it. Yes, yes.
Yes. And that's the only way you can truly enjoy it, right? And be proud of it, and look at yourself and be like, oh, I did that. I wonder what else can I do?
Yes. And you're going to become, this is how you become more confident.
Yes. I love that you're sharing this. And, confidence, it's manufactured by taking.
It's created. We are not born with it. We create it.
Yes. Yeah. You manufacture it by taking uncomfortable
actions. Yes.
And the more we do it, and the more we'll be familiar with it and learn.
It will be easy to take more uncomfortable action.
Yes, of course. Like mastering that skill, whatever skill we're pursuing. Like you mastered the skill of a new language. You master the language and the skills of working for corporate. So you earn it. So tell me what happened after that. Like tell us how, how was your experience learning to adapt to a new culture first before we move on after corporate? So how was the experience adapting to a new culture, a new language, building new strategies for life? Because you have to learn to cope with a new growth mindset, I believe, whenever you're in a new country. So teach us a little bit about how somebody out there right now that is in a new country trying to navigate with their beliefs, confidence, courage.
Actually, I know that it's very scary when you think that you're starting a new life from scratch. But I think when you love something so much, it is not that difficult. And in my case, really, it wasn't that difficult, although I was here on my own. But I think that I don't know. I think there is some misconception. I'm in London. There is some misconception about the British people. I think that most of the people have, and some limiting belief that lots of people have about British people is that they're very cold and moody. So lots of people were telling to me, like, how are you going to manage there, Dafina? You're very cheerful, you love people. How are you going to manage in London? But actually, I think I manage in London because I met so many amazing people along the way who never made me feel like stranger. They made me feel very welcome. And I think I'm here today because I met really amazing people along the way. And they made me really very welcome in this country. So I also, the most difficult thing I think for me was at the beginning, because I couldn't speak English that well. So it was very hard to express yourself, when you want to say something, but you don't know how to say it, you can't express yourself, but you feel silly, stupid, you have all these emotions inside of you, right? So that was the most difficult time for me then at the beginning with the language. But again, because I didn't stop trying, now I speak fluent English, and I do what I do now.
That's beautiful. That there is a way. Like you found the way.
Yes.
It's about here goes the growth mindset. You found amazing people. And sometimes, especially if you have that belief that they might not be as welcoming as you expect, but if you learn to see the good within them, that's
as you take it as a definite. When people say like, oh, in London people are very cold, people are very moody, they won't accept you, how you're going to manage there. So if you just go with that belief, of course you will stop trying from the beginning.
Yes, you're right. Here we go, our growth mindset bring us those blessings where we begin to see the goodness on the other side. So yes. So what inspired you to become a life coach in confidence and mindset?
My personal experience, I think that I didn't tell you that actually, when I came to London, I had to, as we were talking from the beginning, I had to deal with lots of unknown situations, difficult situations. I had to build a completely new life from scratch and become a British citizen. And after all that, I was diagnosed with a womb cancer, uterine cancer, and that changed my whole life completely. So it was the most difficult time for me because it turned my life upside down. And I then realized actually how important our mindset is and how important it is to know how to manage our life in difficult times. Because really, that was the most difficult time for me. I was very young then. I was 35 when all that happened to me. I was single then, and I lost the ability to have my own children. And it was very hard because I was really afraid for my life. I was afraid for my love life. And lots of different questions were playing on my mind then. And so, because I had to deal with lots of difficulties in my life on my own, then I realized actually how important personal development is, how important our mindset is, how important it is to know how to manage your life and overcome obstacles in your life and don't give up and don't stop there. And so after all this experience that I faced, I realized actually that I started re-evaluating every area in my life, and I started looking at life completely different. And I think after that experience, life-changing event in my life, I started appreciating life even more. I started, as I said, reevaluating every area of my life. Do I really? I started looking at how I live my life, and do I really enjoy what I do right now? And the first thing then was the job that I was in, and I started realizing that actually I didn't I liked that job, but I didn't enjoy it that much. So I realized that the first thing that I wanted to change was my job, and I decided to quit the corporate job that I was in and to change my career. And it was really, really a scary place to be. And again, I took a massive risk because I decided to quit it and I didn't know what I wanted to do. But again, I believe that I'm going to figure it out.
here
And
here comes here comes a beautiful content for our audience out there, that just as sometimes we work hard for a dream and we earn it, we earn the skills, you grow, you feel the fruits of your work. There comes times where you learn to let it go because it doesn't serve you. It's
yes,
like, that's
yeah,
beautiful how you were not like attached to it, because you work so hard, because you're not learning the language, you went to school, it was your dream. But it's like, how humble of you to come to the realization to say, you know what, it's like being honest with you, and let your ego, because sometimes our ego stopped us from growing. Sometimes it's our ego where it's like, no, I worked hard for this, now I must keep it, and blah blah blah. So it's like you were humble enough to be like, to let it go.
exactly. Yes. I realized that actually that wasn't my real dream. Maybe it was a dream that my parents had or somebody else or the society, to work for this big international organization, but actually I didn't enjoy it. And I realized when I was there, and after a few years actually, because I was there for 7 years, and I realized then, and maybe because after all my experience in my life, my purpose in life changed, and I felt like I wanted to do something else, something that had more meaning, purpose, and I wanted to help other people. But and when I was looking back on my life, I realized that all my life I've been inspiring others, I've been helping others, but I never knew that there was a job for that. And when I discovered life coaching, actually I discovered that that was my true calling. And that's how I decided to start studying to become a life coach. And that happened 3 years ago now. I've been doing life coaching for 3 years. And that's how I decided to change my career. And I'm very, very happy that I decided to follow my desire.
That's beautiful. So I know we're picturing, like, because that's part of our mindset and our growth mindset, where it's like, oh wow, you let go of your dreams. You decided that it wasn't the right dream. But behind that, I can say and I can feel that there was a, a, a big reason, big inspiration. It had to do with what happened with your health,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so going through those hard times, because I can only imagine because I haven't walked your shoes, and I thank you for being here and sharing your story because stories like yours bring contrast into our life, and it take us out of our routine. You know, like maybe someone is upset with a husband because he didn't uh, put the dishes up this morning, or they're mad because their son pick up lost their homework, and they, you know, I mean, it's like they might be mad for a silly situation, but whenever we hear stories like yours, then it's like, oh wow, you know, you lost the ability to give birth to your own children. You know, it's like based on what you has shared with me in the past, I know that this cancer could have been diagnosed earlier,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know. And it's like, how how do you turn your life around through those type of situations? Where was the time where you said, I will no longer feel sorry for myself, I'm going to own my story, and I'm going to fight for women's health?
Yeah, so this happened actually when so the first 2 months after the surgery was really hard for me because everything happened so quickly and I was still shocked. I was confused. I was lost. Yeah, I needed some time to process everything because everything happened so quickly, of course, out of nowhere actually. And so I needed some time for everything. And I stopped, I think, feeling, I started gaining my strength and my confidence back when I stopped feeling like a victim in my own life.
Mhm.
And when I stopped thinking about when I stopped focusing only on myself, and when I started thinking about other people, because I knew that what is happening to me it's affecting the people who love me the most, my family. And I knew that if I suffer, the people who love me the most will suffer as well. But I didn't want to see that. And I didn't want them to be in that situation. So I knew that I have to be very strong and to continue to live my life as normal as I used to. So my family will as well continue with their life. So I think I got the first strength and courage when I focused on my family and I wanted to see my family happy. And the second reason that empowered me and gave me the strength to continue with my life was again when I started thinking about other people, because I realized that what happened to me in the UK because I was misdiagnosed, and when I started experiencing my first symptoms were put down to gluten intolerance, but that actually wasn't the case. I had a very huge tumor on my uterus. And so I realized that this kind of misdiagnosis can happen very often and can happen to anyone if something doesn't change in the healthcare system in the UK. So I realized that what happened to me can happen to anyone else.
Yeah.
And then I got inspiration and desire to start a petition for changes to women's health and for more checkups during smear tests in the UK. And that's how I changed my focus completely and my life turned in a completely different direction. And just I was focusing on helping others and saving other women's lives. So that's how I think I got my strength and my courage.
That's beautiful. You know, how you were able to turn it around. It is
Yes,
whenever we get inspired to help others.
exactly. We want to contribute towards something bigger than ourselves.
Yes, here we go. It's like what you're doing is like is good for others, it's good for the greater good, and it's good for you, you know, because you're growing as you're helping others. So
Yes.
and you have uh raised almost 50,000 signatures
Signature. Yes.
to improve the health system in the UK. So
Yeah.
yay to you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm so proud. I mean, it's so impressive. It's like I thank you again for sharing your story. Like I said, because people need it. We need it, you know, especially if we are lost in our own routine. thinking, I'm mad at my mom because she didn't call me, or I'm mom, mad at my friend because she hasn't invited me out or something. Sometimes we get upset for silly things, and whenever we hear stories like yours, is like, oh wow, it's like that is a true situation, a challenging situation where even though it was challenged, you found the way to turn it around, and continue to inspire others. And that's beautiful how you say you stop thinking about you.
Yeah.
Sometimes whenever we focus on, oh, but look what they did to me, but look what happened, like it affected me in
Yes.
this
To
way. And
me,
then
to
it's
me,
like,
to me. It's only to me.
me,
Yes.
and it's like, it's like, oh my gosh.
And that is what makes us feel victim in our own life.
Yes, we become the victim, but it's like whenever we begin to see, like, how can I help others? How can I improve others' life? How can, then the focus is not on you anymore, but is like it's on the greater good, how we
Yes.
can help others. So that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Uh, so what would you tell someone who continues to sabotage herself or himself?
So yes, as you heard my story, we all go through hard times, and when something horrible happens to us, we feel like that it's the end of the world, that there is no way out. But actually, it's not like that. What makes us feel like that is not the event, the situation, but actually the meaning that we are giving and attaching to that situation. That is what makes us feel that way. So what do I mean by meaning is, for example, if I have been saying to myself, if I have been asking myself very disempowering questions, for example, why this happened to me, why now, or why God or whoever you believe in is punishing me, I would still be suffering. But just because I changed the meaning of the whole situation, and I was very grateful that I was given a second chance to live, immediately by changing this meaning, I was feeling more empowered about my life. And I didn't want to waste it because I was feeling like I was giving a second chance to live, to enjoy life, and to make it even better. And I didn't want to waste it. So this is how you can stop self-sabotaging yourself when you just change the meaning that you give to a particular situation.
Yes, because life is a gift.
Exactly.
Life is a gift. And we go through the situations that are challenging at times, and we cry and we feel the pain and the suffering, and we go down into our knees, and sometimes we don't find our way out. And then whenever you find out that it was a gift,
Exactly.
because now you're more grateful because you got out of it.
Yeah.
You're more grateful, you have more love. You like, oh wow, you helped me. Those people that were involved is like, oh wow, it's like, you helped me. It was a gift. Even though it was salty, it was sour, it was spicy through that time, is like at the end of it, when you look back and you give the better meaning that you couldn't understand at the time. But if you're able to look back and give that meaning, of like, in your case, it's like, wow, you get another chance to live. That's beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
You begin to see, okay, how is this a gift is going to improve my life?
Yeah.
Yes.
And really, like there is a truth in the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Because really, I have never felt as strong as I'm now. And I've never thought that after that kind of experience, I will be able to do so many things, like even start a petition to help other women and to have the strength to do that. So really, that experience gave me so much strength and so much courage.
Yeah, and confidence. You took uncomfortable action. You probably
Yes.
have no
Yeah.
clue what steps to do to begin a petition, and then to get signature is like, it's something, and then you have your own hashtag. It's like, check me up, right?
Yes. Yes. Check me out.
Yes. So it's like you had that courage, the confidence. I guess you just master it. You manufacture it as you were taking action to fight for women's right.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. That is like, thank you for sharing that. It's like, yes, it's like, stop sabotaging ourselves by looking back and change the meaning.
Yeah.
How did that situation serve you? Sometimes we build up resentments, but in reality, those people were probably you know, helping you to grow, helping the love to grow. See if you could forgive. See if, how easy you could deal with that anger. It's like there is so many meanings that we can give back. And I'm talking not in your case, but it's like generally.
Yeah.
We can just look back and it's like, oh wow, it's like you taught me to forgive. You taught me that I was stronger whenever you put me through that situation. You taught me that you trusted me. Sometimes it's like people hurt us, but it's like they trust us that we're able to deal with it. And I'm like, whenever you try to give it the beautiful meaning, is like, oh wow, you believed in me that I was strong. You believed that I was, you know, capable to go through that. And that's the beauty of it. Whenever you go back and you grow, because you change the meaning, and then that allow us to, uh,
Empowers you. Empowers
yes,
you.
yes, it empower
Yeah.
us.
Just it's simple, yeah, simple change in the words that you use when you talk to yourself, you empower yourself.
Yes, beautiful. Uh, what are some of the projects that you're working on right now?
So I'm very excited that I'm working on my first training program, which is going to be called How to Get Out of Your Own Way, how to discover the power that is within you, to have unstoppable confidence, to live the life on your terms. And I will be sharing all the tools and techniques that I have been using in my own life to overcome throughout any obstacles.
That's beautiful. Dafina, what do you see in women? Whenever now going through this petition and you get to interact with women, what do you see that we need to work on? What's something that you see? Okay, women need to deal with this more often.
Yes, as I said at the beginning, I think we all have to be equipped with some tools to manage with yes to have the tools to overcome any difficulties in our lives, and to know how to talk to ourselves when life is hard, because it's not that life is falling apart or his life is hard. We are just facing some obstacles that we have to go through to become even stronger, and it's just an obstacles towards our progress in life and success in life. And we have all faced so many difficult obstacles, and I'm an example of
Yeah.
that.
Yes, and I guess yeah, it's like what you said. It's like learn to deal with challenges.
Is exactly become more resilient to life challenges. Yeah, learn how to manage and become more resilient.
Yes, and now, and you bring the courage. We have to be more courageous and see
Yes,
that it's like, what am I learning from this? Like, this is happening for me to learn something. What, like, what can I learn? Like, instead of like, oh, poor me, it's like, okay, what am I
exactly.
learning from this? Like,
Yeah,
how I'm going to grow.
how I'm going to grow from this. Yeah, and what is there for me to learn. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's beautiful. Did you get to go back home often?
Yes, I was in Macedonia. Now I just got back. Yes, I tend to go 3 times in the year. Yeah,
That's good. Probably grounds you going back home.
yeah, it's so nice always to be back home.
That's good. What does your family think of you now that you found your true purpose?
They're very happy about me, and they believe that it's the true me, actually, because all my life they know that I've been so passionate about helping others to become more and do more.
That's beautiful. Yes, you have your family's support. That's good. So, where does this after you get the petition, all the number, do you need 50,000?
Yeah, we need more always. We need more signatures. Yeah, but yes, I'm very happy that petition has reached so many signatures, and that yes, the letter was sent to Parliament about it. So yeah, we are working on it.
That's good. So what's after that? Like, are you going to continue to fight for women's rights? Or like,
Yes, yes, yes,
what
yes.
is
Still,
your, like, your dreams in the future? How do you see, after that goes through?
Yes, I believe that yeah, the changes that I am asking for are not very difficult because they I'm asking for changes to be implemented for more checkups during smear tests because the women are there, the women invited to do this smear test. So why they're not examined more? At least why they're not asked more questions. So we can the nurse can go through a questionnaire and ask them all the important questions that they have to know about their health. So I think this is easily achievable and can be managed. So we'll be fighting for that.
That's awesome. That, I mean, I admire you. It's like having to uh have the love, there is a lot of love involved in there. Courage, gratitude, and empowerment. Like you feel empowered and you're trying to empower others to have a better health system.
Yeah.
So I honor you for that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. So for any of our audience right now who are struggling with, like, they're struggling because they want to have a baby
Mhm.
and for some reason it's not happening, what could you tell them from your heart to theirs?
And that life is still beautiful. You have so many things to live for and to do more and to do more for other people. There's so many people that you can care about and do more. So yes, your life can be still fulfilled and you can still feel like woman and you can contribute to others people's lives, but just showing your care and love.
Thank you. Yeah, because it goes back to what you were sharing earlier. That's what comes to my mind is like, if we focus on, why not me? Why is this
Exactly.
happening to me?
Yeah,
Then suffering, you're welcoming suffering, right? Yeah, but it's beautiful how you say you can still feel like a woman
exactly. Yes.
by giving and sharing and trying to contribute
Your love or something
with
else.
love. Yes, to inspire others, just like you're doing. What
Thank
is
you.
your what is your favorite part about coaching?
About coaching.
Yes.
Beliefs, as I said. Yes. Yeah, lots of women have limiting beliefs, and I think this is the biggest issue that is stopping them to live the lives that they really want to live because they constantly have these limiting beliefs when they say to themselves, I'm not good enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm too old or I'm too young for this. So they stop. They're just constantly limiting themselves. So then is when they're not living their life to true potential. So this is what I'm passionate about, and I want to help them to believe in themselves again, and it's possible.
Yes, it is possible. I mean, it's like now that you say that, it's like I do remember before diving into self education that I thought I was born one way.
How? What do you mean by that?
Well, like one way as in that's you cannot take away and you cannot add anymore. You're just born this way and that's it. You're
Uh,
born with
like,
the like personal characteristics.
okay, okay, okay.
And I thought is like that's it. Yeah, like that everything is in the package. You cannot return anything, you cannot exchange anything. That's it. So that was one of my limiting beliefs because I thought we were just born one way and that's it. You either took after your dad and your mom or your mom or the grandma or the aunt. You know how they say, oh, she just acts just like the mom or she just
Yeah,
acts.
like my mom or like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
And
a huge issue. If you start believing in that, is a huge issue because again, you're limiting yourself. You don't explore yourself. You don't raise your self awareness. You don't find out who you really are because you constantly, think that you are somebody else.
yes, exactly. And then whenever I find out that you have the choice, it's like you
Exactly.
have the choice to stretch your love. You have the choice to be more
To
grateful.
become who you want to be. If you
Yes.
really work on yourself, you can become who you really want to be.
Yes. And what I would love to share with our, with our audience, like always, is like always attach to your core values, because this is what I see. I see people trying to be themselves, but they truly don't know who they are. And they're cussing and they're just saying everything that comes to their mind. And they think they're being true to themselves, and they think they're being honest, and they think that they're being authentic. That's their word.
And usually, sometimes, as you said, sometimes they say something that they have heard it from their parents. If your mom was saying to you, "Oh, you are this, you are that," and you say like, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that," actually, no. Have you just look back on your life, everything you have done so far, you have achieved? You didn't even, when you were younger, you didn't even believe you could do this, and that's the real you. That's you.
Yeah.
That's not who your mom told you that you are.
Yes. And I would like for our audience to connect to their hearts.
Yes.
Connect to your heart and dive into who you truly are, with those beautiful core values that are already within you. You can call them the fruits of the spirit. You can call them, core values, that love, the gratitude, the faith, whatever you identify with, whatever you feel, but it's like, find it in your heart, because it happened today. It's like, this person is like, I'm showing my authenticity, and it was being rude, because it's like, they think that they have to express what comes to their mind in order for them to be authentic. And I'm like, no, it's like, I totally get it. It's like, sometimes we're trying to be authentic, but we just don't know. We think that whatever comes to our mind, we get to express it, and that's it. But it's like, no, if you're hurting others, you probably don't want to practice that type of authenticity. It's like, dive in, connect with your soul, and to be through authentic. Uh, so there is a lot of misconception out there, that sometimes, like, I was one of them. Like I was telling you, I thought I was born one, like my aunt, or like my mom, or like my dad, that I had those characteristics, and that I had no opportunity to truly change. And whenever I was given the opportunity, to, like, okay, you can change, like, you can become whoever you want to become. uh but I was blessed that I was guided the right way. I was able to connect with my inner self, like my core values, the fruits of the spirit, is like who I want to become and I want to express, because it's good for me, because it's good for others, and because it's for the greater good. So I would love to invite our audience to educate our kids, educate ourselves, that, yeah, let's be authentic, but let's make sure that we're being authentic because it's good for us. We're connecting with our inner self. It's good for others because we're teaching others. We're being an example and inspiration for others.
And
And it's
when you know, yes, sorry, when you know who you are more confident, and you don't wait for other people to tell you who you are. You don't wait for approvals.
yes, exactly. Yeah, you take control of your life, but in a
Yeah.
good way. Like, that's what I see. It hurts me whenever they're not connecting with their true self, because they don't know that they can. And like I said, I witnessed this today, and it hurt, like, it breaks my heart seeing that they think authenticity, they think that I'm going to be whoever I am. Yeah, that's good. It comes to, like, expressing in everything that comes through their filters, through their mind. And sometimes it's not kind, like, it's not good, not even for them. It's not good for the people around them. So yeah, I think this authentic self, this confidence, this courage, it is possible, and it's even better whenever we connect with our inner self. So it's like, if you're out there trying to build the authenticity, the courage, the new identity, is like, I truly welcome you. And I know, Dafina, you work with your clients using core values, right? Because we're trying to help build a solid foundation for our beautiful people to express who they truly are, which is love, gratitude, faith, uh, peace.
Exactly.
Patience. Oh, so yes. So let's learn to practice, the beautiful confidence and courage, authenticity from inside out versus just from our whatever pops in our mind. I was having a conversation today, with the youth, and I said, you guys are not earning everything. It's like everything comes easier because we have the technology at the tip of our fingers. And as you get hooked to that TikTok, if you get, to social media, as it dopamine is like dripping and making you happy. And it's just a small dose of of dopamine, and you get hooked to that technology, but you're not earning your way through life 100%. I said, if you have to learn something today, I said, just earn it. And I bring that because you earn your way to school. You earn your way to learning the new language. You earn your way to work in corporate. You earn it your way through inspiring women because you turn your life around. It didn't happen because they gave you a piece of paper. It didn't happen because they gave you the news. It's like, no, it wasn't a good news about your health, but you uh,
I,
you hurt for it for a little bit, like you were saying, which we're human beings, and,
of course,
and you
yeah.
gave yourself like 2 months. I think that's what I heard. But then after that, you switched, the focus. You're like, no more about me. It has to be about my family. It has to be about other women that I need to
And
inspire.
I had a vision for my life, and I wanted to continue towards that vision. I didn't want my life to stop there.
You had a vision, yes. And a lot of people might be feeling lost because they need that vision. And I bring this because it literally happened today. I was having this conversation, with a couple of youth members, and I was like, you guys have to earn it. Like, if you're gonna walk the mile, run the mile, it's because you ran the mile. You earn it. And then once you earn the first level, then you're gonna look and you're gonna say, okay, I did that. How awesome. I did that. I was able to do that. Now what else can I do? But it's like, I think this new generation, and I'm gonna include myself, it's like being reminded of like stories like you that take me out of my routine to inspire others, to pass down your message to the youth, to my kids, to anybody that I see needs it, is like, earn your way. Stop looking at you, but it's like, how can you become better? How can you become stronger? I think through life we go through levels of strength, and we get to choose. We either earn it or we don't. We either just get to watch telenovelas for hours, or TikTok, or social media.
Mhm.
But to become a coach, you had to earn it. You had to study, you had to go to workshops, seminars, read, and gain that information as well. So it's like, it's earning our way. So you've been earning your way.
and,
uh,
and and life experience as well.
Yes, turning them around, like you said, is like, give it a meaning that it serves you. Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah, I was like, I'm so excited that you're here today. I know
Oh, thank
last
you.
time we didn't, technology didn't work, but anyways, what would you tell someone who is feeling like it's falling apart? And we only have about 1 minute left. I'm sorry.
So
So, what
again,
would be your last message for someone that feels like she's falling apart?
I will say, watch your language and the words that you use, because every word affects your emotions, and that will empower you or disempower you. So again, like last time I said, yeah, see the meaning that you give to the situation. Your life is not falling apart; it's just an obstacle that you have to overcome it towards your progress in life.
Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, I'll give you a hug.
Big hugs.
Sending you love. Thank you all for being here and watching this beautiful interview with Dafina and me. I appreciate your time totally. If you know of anybody that needs to hear this story, that needs the contrast in their life, you can go to my YouTube channel, Paola Guthrie. You can take a picture of my name if you need to, and you can rewatch this interview. Dafina will be sharing her website, and I'll be posting it in there too as well. If you need more information from her,
they can get in touch with me at any time if you need any help.
Yes, she's in Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well. You can find her there. Remember that you give power to your talents. Remember that you give life to your dreams. Thank you all so much for being here. This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all news and programming. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thank you all so much, and blessings.
Thank you, Paola.